Hi there, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. It's Friday, which means another crypto interest rates and news update. Today is the 19th of March 2021. And as always, we start by having a look at any interest rate changes or new coins added to the platforms we cover. And the big news this week is a new coin added to Celsius, that's Polkadot. Now, a few people have been a bit disappointed by the rate. So 2.76% paid in kind, 3.46% if you have the option to be paid out in Celsius tokens. So a little bit disappointing with the kind of rates. I think a lot of people were quite disappointed. We were expecting kind of more, but it is just the first week and these can fluctuate. Now, what normally happens is they start at a pretty decent rate and then drop down. So let's hope these don't kind of drop down, but we may see some fluctuations in this. I would like to see that certainly up around the kind of 5% mark in order to make it anywhere worthwhile. The other change this week that somebody kind of mentioned to me, so thanks very much for that, is a drop in the Bitcoin rate for Celsius. So down to 4.06 paid in kind for international kind of users. Now, if you're in the US, it's still 6.2, and that's on the first two Bitcoin. So far better rates for you with Bitcoin. But if you're not in the US, 4.06 paid in kind, 5.1% paid in Celsius. So really pretty disappointing, I think. Compare that to 6% for BlockFi, the first 2.5 at least, and 6% for Ledem for an unlimited kind of number. A pretty low rate there for Bitcoin for Celsius Network. So possibly time to think about kind of moving that if you have a lot of Bitcoin in the Celsius network. And then moving on quickly to have a look at the token prices. And a really good week for crypto.com this week. So up 23%, really good week over the last a few weeks really. It's had some decent kind of price rises over the last month after a massive run up last year obviously, and then a really kind of like bad slump back down. Nexo doing pretty well as well, up 12.4%. Nice slow steady climb for Nexo over the last few months. Pretty disappointing week for Celsius, down 11.5% over the last 7 days. And then moving on to some news. So we'll start, and I don't have a link for a news article, I just got this via email earlier today, but basically there are some changes for Celsius if you want to borrow cash against your Celsius token. So if you are earning interest or you've just bought Celsius as an investment, you can now use that to borrow against. You've been able to do that at 50%, and they have lowered the minimum loan to value down to 33% now. So you can borrow 33% loan to value now against your Celsius tokens, and you can also borrow, which is a new thing, probably won't apply to many people, but if you have purchased Celsius token via the OTC desk, so that's the over-the-counter desk, will be large amounts. They get locked for a certain amount of time, and you can actually borrow against your locked Celsius tokens there now. So a nice couple of options there for Celsius tokens and borrowing against it. And then sticking with Celsius for a moment, their Celsius token is now to be listed on Bitfinex. So they've announced this. They announced this yesterday. It won't actually go live on for trading until I think the 25th. So next Thursday, it will be live for trading. But Celsius confirmed to be on the Bitfinex exchange, and this is just a few days after it launching on Bittrex. So Bittrex now available, I believe, to trade for the Celsius token. So this is really good. Basically, it's been difficult to buy and sell Celsius token in the past, particularly with kind of Uniswap. I've used Uniswap to sell in the past, but with the Ethereum fees at the moment, makes it pretty unprofitable apart from very, very large amounts. So nice to see some large mainstream exchanges coming online and supporting Celsius token. And sticking with Celsius again, so I got this message about an hour or so ago, but basically there's going to be a flash deal just for today. So this is Friday the 19th of March, so if you're watching this today, it will still be live, but it's only going to be live for one day. And they basically are lowering their OTC, so this is the over-the-counter minimums have been lowered to 5,000. This is just for international customers and for today only. So you can email otc@celsius.network to place orders, and that is basically a 5k minimum. I believe it was a 50k minimum before, so obviously desperate to get rid of some Celsius tokens at the moment. So if you have been in the market for some, you think it's looking kind of low and you want to buy over the counter, been lowered to 5k for international users today. And then moving on to Nexo. So received this a few days ago, but basically over the last few weeks, we've talked a lot about security and custody and proof of reserves and stuff like that. Obviously, Ledden a few weeks ago announced their kind of proof of reserves complete audit, and I think it's something we're going to be speaking about a lot more over the coming kind of weeks and kind of months. I think as the price of crypto continues to rise, I think people are more and more interested and more savvy about what's being done with the kind of crypto when they're actually kind of passing it over either as a crypto-backed loan or to earn interest. And there's a nice article here. It's not too in-depth. I'll let you read through it at your own leisure, but basically it's talking about Nexo's custody and insurance in detail. So they talk about their custody, who they use, which services they use, and then goes on about insurance. Now, the headline figures here, Nexo's total insurance is currently $375 million. That's from partnerships with BitGo, Ledger Vault, and other custodians. But if you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see here, with our client base growing fast, the business's assets under management now over $5 billion. So I will leave it up to you whether you think 375 million of total insurance against assets under management of over 5 billion is a decent kind of ratio, not a decent ratio. It's nice that they've actually kind of put something out. A lot of people haven't. So they notice here, so Nexo aims to up its insurance to 1 billion by the end of 21. Now, if they did that, it would still be at today's assets under management, about 20% of their total assets under management. It wouldn't surprise me if their assets under management maybe double by the end of this year. So it would be maybe kind of 10%, something like that. So again, do your own research whenever you're using a platform like this. I think the more transparent platforms are about their security, about their custody solutions, about insurance and other kind of factors like proof of reserves and stuff like that, I think is a really good thing. So hopefully we'll start seeing a lot more of this, not just from Nexo obviously, but from all of the kind of platforms in the space. And then moving on, some platform we haven't really talked about a lot before, but Swissball. So a couple of days ago they announced that their yield on Ethereum has gone live. So you can actually earn now our Ethereum on the Swissball app. So for those of you who don't know about Swissball, it's an app that traditionally you could use to buy and sell, and a small amount of kind of exchanging of kind of crypto kind of currencies. It's actually a pretty cost-effective way to purchase cryptocurrency, a lot better than sort of mainstream solutions like Coinbase. Now, I have used Swissball. I actually have some of their own tokens, and I've been earning a yield on their own tokens for the last kind of couple of months. But they are now sort of launching more kind of crypto on the exchange to earn yield. So Ethereum's the first one of these, 17.5%. Up until this point, you could earn yield on USDC and their own token, which is CHSB. But Ethereum's gone live now. Now, it says up to 17.5%. Now, their rates do fluctuate on a kind of daily basis a little bit because they're earning yield through DeFi, basically. But a pretty decent rate. But the 17.5% is basically for their premium kind of users. I think it's premium accounts, yes. So basically that's users that have 50,000 of their own token on the platform locked up, are premium accounts, and that's the Genesis premium. So they earn 2 times the standard yield. So this 17.5% refers to these people earning the 17.5%. Now standard users will be 50% of this, but they have a new community premium, which is hopefully coming live soon. That only requires 2,000 tokens, and you get 1.5 times the standard yield for that. So that would push us up somewhere around the probably just under 12%, 11-12%. So that would be fantastic for kind of Ethereum. If you haven't checked out Swissball, there is a link in the description below. If you sign up with that link and you purchase, I think if you purchase $100 or equivalent worth of crypto through their kind of app, they send you basically a scratch card which you can win up to another $100 worth. So if you haven't checked out Swissball, it's a nice app. It's only available via an app, not on the kind of website at the moment. But the app's pretty good. It's quite a reasonable and cheap way of buying Bitcoin. So that's it for this week's video. Only a few stories to kind of cover. I'm a little bit pressed for time today, hence a little bit of a shorter video than normal. But thanks very much for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Follow the channel. That would be fantastic. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, my first target, hopefully by the end of this year. So if you could give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and consider subscribing. That would be fantastic. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video. But until then, have a great day. Bye-bye.